Well, our Greenbrier Classic hole previews continue with a look at the par 3 8th hole, nicknamed Redan. It's a hole that rewards golfers who play it a certain way, and Greenbrier Associate Director of Golf Jamie Hamilton shares his thoughts on what the pros can expect from number 8.
Redan is probably the most famous C.B. Macdonald hole template, and we have a great example here. And you're right, it's one where you have to not necessarily get too infatuated with where the pin is and try to hit at it, but play the natural terrain, play the hole the way it was supposed to be played, the way the architect kind of laid it out for you, and that is play it on the right side. There's a pretty strong slope. Let it catch that slope and feed into the middle or back section of the green. If you play it as intended, it'll leave you typically with a good look at birdie. An aggressive player, maybe one that doesn't understand the nuances and the design element of this hole, is if the pin is left and they go right at it, it's really difficult to have it high enough and land soft enough to actually hold the green. You know, these players are going to play this hole from 220 plus yards, and so most of them that's a mid or a long iron. It's really going to depend on exactly where that falls. You know, if it's all the way up on the top of the mound, there's still a pretty severe slope, so even if the ball lands in the rough, it could get a good kick, roll through that rough, catch the slope, and still feed into the center of the green. But you know, if they carry it just a couple yards too long, it may bound over it. If they're a few yards short, it could kick short and right and end up in the sort of pot bunker, a little short and right of the green. A player needs to know their game, know their strengths. If they're not a high ball hitter, it's really almost not worth it. I mean, you are going to get a better look at birdie playing it the right way versus trying to force the issue. The problem too, the further left you aim, the more you have to carry over that bunker. And so if they miss their number by, you know, let's say they do take it left, they mishit it slightly. If you end up at the bottom of that hill in that bunker, you've got a really difficult up and down. It's a long hole, I mean, especially if the wind is blowing. It's challenging in that regard, but the one thing that every tour player enjoys is if they can put a tee under the golf ball, they've got a lot more control. You'll see a fair amount of birdies, and who knows, you know, around here you never know what kind of hole-in-one luck you might find. We've seen a little bit over the years.